Hello, everyone. This is Melanie from Lightbeam's Treasures and Curiosities. Today's episode, I'm actually going to give a history lesson. A lot of it may be speculation, a lot of it might be opinion, but it's something that might be a little disturbing about our past history. Before I get to that, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and definitely in this topic, throw me a comment. I would love to hear your opinion. I would love to hear whether you think it's fact, fiction, reality. Tell me. This is a growing channel, and I hope to produce more and more content and more items that we can discuss. So let's get to this. Where did this start off? I'm a part of many thrifting Facebook groups, and sometimes there are topics that are so sensitive, immediately it gets deleted, and that's what happened with this particular topic. And unfortunately, I wish I saved some of the screenshots, which I have to start learning to do on big debates, because this would have been a fascinating discussion. So basically, what ended up happening was a woman posted a picture that she found. And the picture was roughly in the late 1800s, and it depicted a black woman holding a white child. The white child was dressed in this beautiful white flowing dress, and the black woman just sat there looking very stern, holding the baby. Now, a lot of people were commenting, "Oh, that is so cute. Oh, it's the nurse holding the baby. Oh, it's the maid, the wet nurse." And they went into this whole how cute the baby was. However, I presented a different point of view, and that point of view did not go popular at all. And of course, there is a ongoing debate. In some respects, there is documentation and there is actual evidence of this. In other respects, a lot of people are debunking it. So you make the decision based on that. But it's the concept of post-mortem photography, death photography, memorial portraiture. I can't even say it. Portraiture. Portraiture. We can say that word. Memorial portraiture. And basically, what they are doing is when a baby dies, when a child dies, when someone dies, the one and only photograph that they're ever going to get is at the point that they die. So a recently deceased photograph becomes the only memory of that person. So I gave the introduction that that baby is dead. And oh my God, people lost their minds. I guess maybe that's a subject that people don't want to talk about at this time with everything that's going around. But yes, this is an actual practice. Think about this. Let's go back. We're going back, 150 years? Photography is a brand new, a brand new thing. Back then, in order to take a picture, the exposure was anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes. So just imagine this. You are sitting down, you are staring at a photograph. You have a child in hand. The photographer says, "Okay, stay still for 2 minutes." And he puts the camera down, and it's on the tripod, and he presses the button. And for 2 minutes straight, you are staring straight ahead. What do you think that child is going to do? Do you really think that that child for 2 minutes is going to sit there without bouncing around, moving, and doing anything? Even if they drug the child, there's still going to be some movement. So many times, what they would do is they would only take the photographs after the child was deceased. Reason being is, one, photography was very expensive. Your average family could not afford photography. So the one and only time to memorialize it was at that time. Two, it appeared that this may have been a rich family that did own slaves. considering it was a black woman with a child. One person mentioned that maybe it was the family showing off that they could afford photography by taking a photograph of their mere slave along with their child. Well, here's another interesting, disturbing question. Have you ever thought that maybe that slave was the mother of the child? Because back then it was very, very common for the mother to take the final picture of their child holding their dead child. It memorialized that moment, so this way they will always have something to remember. And it's almost as if in some cases, I think they also talked about the spirits being in the photograph and all that other stuff, but I mean, that's going into details. But the question is, here you have this new practice. It's not common. I mean, this isn't Selfie Central where people would take photographs of everything. Somebody mentioned in the group that maybe they were honoring the baptism and taking a picture glorifying the baptism. This baby, I would say, was probably between maybe 6 to 8 months old. Baptisms that back then happened right away. I mean, you're talking about a baptism wasn't necessarily a celebration that you bring your child. No, you get baptized right away out of the fear that your baby's going to die within the first 3 days. So I doubt that was the celebratory baptism of the baptism, christening. I'm sorry, whatever you call it. It would be a baptism. I doubt that was a celebratory baptism picture. It very well could be a picture of both the nanny and the child alive and well. I am a little skeptical about that simply because, like I said, the exposure time that it took for them to take that picture, that baby would be at least blurry in some way. It's a harsh history to think about, but at the same time, it's almost beautiful. If you had one opportunity to record anything in regards of your entire life for your loved ones, what would that moment be? I mean, back then, celebrations weren't necessarily like they celebrated now, where every single moment in your life is a milestone. No, where the celebration was is the person is deceased. The person has moved on. How am I going to remember? They're going to be frozen in time, the last time that I saw them in that picture. The person who posted that question and that picture, I do hope that she gets some research, because it just so happens that particular photographer, and I can't remember the name, it was I want to say J.N. Newman or something like that. He was a popular Savannah, Georgia photographer, and he did a lot of famous works. So there are actually museums that are highlighting his particular work. So I think what she has is a moneymaker. I mean, she probably could get a lot of money for that particular picture. Also because you have that black versus white. That is also probably another reason why the post was taken down, because it did talk a lot about the racism. And in a sense, yeah, we have a very racist culture and what was done during the South with the ownership of slavery. That is a wonderful piece of documentation which shows that sort of ownership. My question is, and this is the stuff in exploring that photograph, is A, was that a slave or a nanny? The answer would probably be yes. But I'm more concerned is, was that woman the mother of the child? Not necessarily just the maid, but the mother of the child. 2, is the child dead? Is the maid dead? It could very well be possible that both of them were dead. They were just sitting there. They didn't look happy. They weren't smiling. There's a chance that both of them. Or it could very well be just a photograph of the two of them sitting there. I know I don't have the example of the picture. I'm sorry. Like I said, they deleted the post. It went poof. And I also tried to do a little history on trying to see if I could find that photograph or something that looks similar. There's absolutely nothing. which leads me to believe that that particular photograph is one of a kind. So whoever posted that, you're going to have a lot of happiness with that photograph. I would wait a little bit and don't necessarily sell it during this time. Wait till things get a little better. But with that, this was a short little history about postmortem photography, which basically was very popular in our culture between the 1830s to, believe it or not, the 1910s. That's when a lot of people took pictures. I mean, even today, we still take pictures of people at funerals and the procession. It's just maybe times have changed. Now it's more of a line, we take pictures of the celebration of the funeral, not necessarily the dead body. So with that, I would love to hear your opinions below. Do you believe that the photographs back then, all the characters were dead? Do you believe that there could be some truth to it? Or do you think it's a complete myth that photographs taken during that period of time was no such thing as dead people in the pictures? Love to hear what you have to say. But you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, good luck with sales, good luck with thrifting, good luck with eBay, and most importantly, during this time, stay safe. Take care, everyone.